For the culture, by the culture. This is Creatives Are All Pushing. Gapcast. For the culture, by the culture. This is Sonamilo Tango with Creatives Are All Pushing, a podcast aimed at shining a light on the creative realm in Cape Town, South Africa, Africa, and beyond. We've come a long way. This is episode 17. I'm not shooting the production alone. I have Kwaka Kumalo behind the camera, Sivenati Mona alongside me. And for this episode, special edition, we have something for the young ones. Something. We have Bokang Shika, a financial consultant. He will tell you what he's all about. I'll give him the introduction. How are you feeling, sir?
Hi, gents. Thank you for having me here. And yeah, it's first time being on a podcast, and yeah, I'm feeling good, man.
We made history. It's his first time on a public platform. The aim of the podcast is to shine light on the creative realm in Cape Town, but we also need to find ways in order to sustain ourselves through financial literacy. That's what this special episode will be about. How are you feeling, Sive?
I feel great, my brother. As long as we're gonna chop it up and make history.
Let's make history, my guy.
So,
Mr. Bokang,
Yes, sir.
could you tell the people what do you do and who are you, what do you do and what do you stand for?
Okay. Those are very, very deep questions. Like, I don't know, for me, every time someone asks me, like, who am I? Then I start to think, do I look at my ID? Do I really know who I am? Or but nah, man, I'm just, I think the easiest way to put it is just to say that I'm one of those curious people. Like, I always want to find out how something works, why something became what it was. So like, I moved to Cape Town November 2022. Just packed my bags, came to the side because of a job opportunity, and yeah, man, you learn so much from the financial space, and yeah, we're just coming to unpack everything with you guys.
Okay, as I was searching your name online, it popped up a LinkedIn profile. How vital is having a LinkedIn profile?
Okay, so especially in the financial space, right, or like professional space.
Professionally.
Yeah. So you need to like have a profile for yourself, and whether we like it or not, I'm one person that really doesn't want to be out there too much, but in this space, that's the best way to market yourself. You find that, especially when you're looking for a job, because we all know like how the economy is. Recruiters find you easily. You can even verify that you work where you say you work.
yeah.
You put all your skills there, so you pretty much you market yourself. So like LinkedIn is very, very important for when people are looking to fill a position.
Yeah.
So they can just go through your LinkedIn before they even meet you. They have an idea of who you are. So it's pretty important.
And in Bonile, you went to school, bro. Could you tell us about
Man, I did. Okay, so matric. I've been all over the place as well. So I did matric in Bokang. Bokang is in Limpopo for people who don't know.
Sure.
Yeah, went to boarding school there. Matric was done. Had no idea where I was going to go to university. Like for the longest time, got my results when grade 11, when people were applying.
Yeah.
I just wasn't, because I don't know, it's either maybe I thought my marks were not good enough, or I thought, you know what, I'm gonna walk in university and then I'll just be fine. But nah, man, I'm sort of a believer, but by God's grace, I found a university, and then I did BCom Economics and Risk Management at the Northwest University. So from Limpopo to Northwest now, doing the degree. Got the degree, and then I wasn't really ready to do honors.
Yeah.
I still have to do honors. Like I'm to this day done, graduated, but unfortunately there was COVID, so I couldn't graduate. Never got to wear that suit, so that's why I have to do honors as well.
Yeah.
So and then I did postgrad certificate of education, because I think it opens up more opportunities in the future. For example, you can be a lecturer someday.
Yeah.
You can be a teacher. I dabbled into that a bit because I didn't want to go straight into honors, but I just didn't want to sit at home and do nothing. So I did PGCE. Again, I couldn't graduate because of COVID. So I couldn't graduate, and then fine. Then the following year, I thought, let me take a break because I've been studying so much. But I don't know, my parents have this thing of when you're sitting at home, they think you're depressed or maybe you're thinking of like ending it and whatnot. But for me, it was like, I did 2 qualifications. I just want to chill. And then I got a job, worked in Pretoria. We're still on the qualification side. So I did what we call regulatory exams. So they help you to pretty much understand the financial world in terms of like financial services, financial planning and whatnot. So yeah, I did the regulatory exam. It's exam 1.
How was the experience then?
Yeah.
How was the experience there, yeah?
In terms of those regulatory exams or the job?
Regulatory exams.
All the answers were the same. They look the same, but they are not the same. And I failed it the first time, but I got it the second time. So it was a humbling experience, and like it was good to see why banks do what they do, why financial advisors and all those people do what they do. So those were really important. But yeah, that's studies for now. But I need to do my honors. Yeah.
Let's carry on with, before he stopped, you were on the exams.
Oh, okay, exams, ne? So after you do exams, you go under what we call supervision. So supervision is where I can pretty much sit with you. Let's say you have 1 million, and then I'm like, okay, Sivanati, you can break it up this way, depending on what you want to do in the future.
Yeah.
And again, disclaimer, everything that we're going to talk about is not financial advice. It's just a perspective of mine. Yeah, the FSCA says that like you should always say that this is not financial advice, because someone can just say, yeah, but CK said I must do whatnot, and then now the markets are failing. Then it's gonna be like, here's a video. Yeah, so it's not financial advice, but it's just my perspective. Yeah, my insight. So yeah, regulatory exams, I did 1 and 5. I was under supervision. I got to see why we do what we do. Estate planning, financial planning, everything. Like you do your financial needs analysis of, like I said, the 1 million. You come to me and you're like, okay, I have this 1 million, I don't know what to do with it, but I don't want to use it. So and then we drop a plan for you to say that, okay, this much can go here, this much can go here, and then we're looking at like maybe years. Like short term is what, 12 months.
Okay.
Medium term is 1 to 3 years, and then long term is anything 5 plus. And then so that's pretty much the high level overview of what we did.
You took your time with your degrees and stuff. In a world where instant gratification is pretty much a norm, how did you manage to like set your goals and still go after them, even though that it's taking time?
Yeah. So for me, I'm gonna start from a degree perspective, right? It's so easy to get distracted. And I fell into that trap as well. I didn't grow in a household that had Wi-Fi. So when I got to university, I was like, yo, Wi-Fi, let me download movies, let me do whatnot. And then I failed economics because I was just not paying attention in class. And then after I think that was the wake-up call I needed. That wake-up call happened, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to focus more. I'm going to prepare before I go to class. And then I passed economics with flying colors the next year. So it's in a world of instant gratification, and when things take time, it's great to have a plan. Because fine, this friend of mine might make it in like the specific time that they're given. They'll get a car, they'll get a house and all those things. But like generally, if you have a plan, you're on your own timeline, and you always like we were talking about the bigger picture. Like you always have to see the bigger picture that, okay, you know what? That is alternatively what I want to achieve, and I have a plan for it. So
So now you are fresh from varsity, you get into the corporate space. Once you get there, tell us about the culture shock. Did you still find it interesting to be in that space? This is definitely what I want to do.
It was a culture shock because, I mean, if I go around the room and ask you guys, what did you want to be when you grew up? When you grow up, I wanted to be a pilot, and mathematics was like, nah, man, you're not going to be a pilot.
Because I wanted to be a doctor.
You see?
And then as I grew, I wanted to be a fashion designer, and then from there, ended up doing what I'm doing now.
Exactly. So, but yeah, I mean, you start to grow up, and then, let me say you get a reality check, because primary school maths, I was killing maths, like left, right, center. And then from grade 10, 11, 12, then it starts to get a bit shaky. And I was like, hey, okay, so this is really who I am. I'm not really this math ways that I thought I was. But
So-
yeah, luckily, like when I got into the working environment space,
Yeah.
I was reluctant about it because it was 9 to 5. You're paying bills. Like now, like all of a sudden, it's like you're not at varsity anymore. Where you don't have to
Sure.
worry about electricity and all those things.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest culture shock is like the reality of everything, man. It just hits you hard that okay, this is me now. I can't call home for an allowance anymore. No, I'm the one that gives myself an allowance, and
Crazy.
what they give me, I need to make sure that
It lasts.
it lasts, and I'm putting some of it away. So I think the biggest shock was how real it is, because you see it on TV, like people like all dressed up and whatnot, and then you get there and it's like, oh, this is what it is. But like I think the culture shock is like the reality of it. It's real. Like you're working, you're trying to make something out of yourself. You're trying to impress people.
Hey.
Your bosses, you need to get promoted and all those things. So like that's the shock of it.
For me, personally, I feel scared. I don't want to lie. Like I've never worked before. I've never been to a retail store or maybe like ShopRite. It's per se like others would do that. Never been there before. But for me now, thinking about it, is that how would I feel to be in that space where now I have to know that okay, I'm gonna take a taxi, I'm gonna take that and that to go to work and all those things. You know, I'm still in that process even now. I'm still thinking about it. But hey, it's hard.
It's hard, bro. So,
Yeah, like to end on what he was saying, it's real, bro. Because now I'm like, I feel like I'm not ready, bro. Like to go like in the real world. Because now you see these things like people moving, and it's like, hey, bro, it's real.
It's bro.
Oh,
And the thing is also like we're too young, you know.
that's how I feel. Like,
You'd be too young, bro. And at the same time, like what we are doing currently, it makes us feel like we are adults. Whereas like there are kids like you at your age, bro, like they're still at home, still being nursed, being told that you should do that and that and that and that. But for you, you are right here and you are pushing it.
hey, bro.
Hey, bro.
so
Yeah.
what's one habit you wish you learned sooner that this is not good financially?
Back to instant gratification. So I think most of us are reckless. Like for example, let's say when you go out, and then you start to do that mental calculation of like, I don't really need the rice this month.
That's what
I don't need to have chicken. I don't need to. So like I learned I learned that very quickly and like I almost became a financial advisor. But financial advisors are the worst in terms of money. Like you know that you're not supposed to do 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
So I think saving as well, and also like putting money in the market. I think that's what I regret, because out of sight, out of mind. So you know how like some banks, like you can put money in savings, but the next day you're moving it back into the main account that you use, and it's like, but it's there. Yeah.
Even there, like at the same time, I feel like they're robbing us. Like even the interest is not there. That
The interest is not there.
like you can find like an interest maybe like it's £2. Crazy.
you guys designed that shit.
But yeah, man, back to like your question. I think the one thing that I wish I had learned earlier was like just to put money out of reach, to put money like in the market, especially because a notice deposit, it's fine, you can get it like in 32 days, or you can say, hey, I want my money. But like when it's in the market, the process it's still doable, because I think with our company it's like this as well. But they have to sell your shares that you bought, and then they give you your money. But when the money is like not with you, and then you're looking at it grow, there's something addictive about saving. Like if you have an extra like $200, just throwing it in the market and then seeing it grow, and then like at the end of the year they tell you, so there's this thing we call the internal rate of return. So it's always calculated every year, and then it tells you like how much your money grew by, and then you find like it can even go up to like 25%, which no bank can give you. So it's that thing of like get into the habit of putting money away into the market, and it's you're gonna thank yourself one day.
We are people of color.
True. Agree.
Money and us, it's
We're
like
not-
petrol and water. We don't kind of
mix.
take us through the your love for finance.
Okay.
What inspires you to go in that specific field?
Okay. I'm gonna start with the color thing, because whether we like it or not, black people, yes, we can like point to history that we didn't get like same opportunities, and like the minority of us are the ones that got a chance to put away money and whatnot.
Sure.
So, in the space that I'm in, you see an instruction for like someone that was born in 2024,
Yeah.
and the parents are already putting away money for them. And it's mind blowing because like the planning that goes into that. And then with us, it's most of the time it's the opposite of like by the time I get to varsity, I need to figure everything out. I need to find a side hustle so I can at least maintain being a student, not even like a crazy lifestyle, but being a student. And then
For real.
you get to work, you see these things like 2-month-old has 100K already. By the time they get to varsity, they're gonna have a car. By the time they're done with varsity,
Everything is
everything is
already
done.
planned out.
Yeah, so like 3 months, let's say, I know that they do this thing of, they pay like your rent for like 3 months.
Sure.
And then like you sort yourself out. And with us, you find that, okay, I still need to go fix at home.
Yeah.
Whoever needs whatever, whoever needs one. And
Black
then
tax.
yeah, pretty much black tax. So by the time your peers get to a specific point, you are only hitting your goals because you had to fix home. So I think it starts from there. It starts from you being a kid and being thrown into that situation of, this is my reality, and we're sort of working backwards. So I think, one, that's where the financial literacy needs to start. Because, like, planning, like, from the start that, okay, I'm going to have a kid. It's easier said than done. It's nice for me to sit here without kids and say that, now I'm going to plan my kid. There's a chart, there's graphs there of saying that, okay, I'm going to put away money for, but we all have to start somewhere. Like, financial literacy starts somewhere. Like, you always have to ask yourself, do I need this thing? Am I going to regret my decisions after? And what's the reward? And I see it in, like, we're in the creative space. I was watching an episode on Podcast and Chill. Ryan Badoi, like, put it perfectly. He said, when you're in, like, a creative space or, like, when you're a sports person, it's like winning the lottery. Because 250K per month and you've never managed 10K. So what are you going to do with 250K? And you feel like it's not going to finish. Episodes like, I blew it. Do you know how many people think R1 million is a lot of money?
Hey.
Bruh, you can give me $1 million now, in 10 minutes I'll be done with 1 million. 1 million is nothing. Yes, I don't have it, don't get me wrong, but like you see, like especially like you see a 6 million transaction, you see 20 million, you see whatnot. So like, what is $1 million? And
Small change.
yeah, small change. And I think also the people that you surround yourself with, because you know how like you need to water each other.
Yeah.
Like your friends we shouldn't be meeting up only to drink. We should like sit down and be like, okay,
Conversations that build us.
exactly. And I think the other thing is, maybe it's like a controversial statement, but it's so easy to make money. Like it's ridiculously easy. I remember when I was in high school, so before exams, right?
Sure.
I would sell like these stationery packs. I bought the pack for like 5 rand. I sold it for 20 rand. So it's always like a thing of demand and supply, making money work for you so that you can put away money. And even with when you get like a large sum of money, like go talk to a financial advisor. Yes, a lot of people say, they steal our money and whatnot, but it's up to you to do the research.
On which one?
Find someone trusted and reliable, sit down with them and tell them that, okay, I have 10 million, I don't want to work anymore. I have a house that I need to pay off, I need to have a car, I have 1, 2, and 3, and then you guys sit down and then you drop a plan. And then
Would you say to me that like financial literacy, we lack it from home?
We like it from home.
Yeah.
True. We like it from home because even our parents, like in my experience, like even when you ask them for money payday, like they're just pissed because it's debit order after debit order, or the ceiling is broken, and then here I am running to there saying that I want the Air Force or whatnot. And it's like when you grow up, you start to see that, oh, okay, so this is what they meant when they say when payday comes in, like people don't have money. It's the craziest thing.
They have so many debts that they put on clothes, food, car, petrol, everything's there.
Everything, there's bonds and all those things. So it's tough, man, and like the economy, like everything is just getting more and more expensive. I think I always complain about how things are just ridiculously expensive, and financial planning it's fine. Like you can always argue about how advisors want money, but there's a reason they're in that space, and look at it as an investment. It's not an expense. Like if you have a large sums of money, the first person you should speak into is an advisor. Not going to the club and
Not
buying
your
temples.
friends.
Yeah, not your friends.
Not for your friends.
Exactly.
Okay, besides that now, like going to a financial advisor, like what some of the books like are you reading that can give you like an insight of one of the things that we are talking about?
Okay. Not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest reader,
Okay,
but I watch a lot of documentaries.
sure.
So Old Mutual has this book called Premiums and Problems.
Okay.
So they break down every product, like a tax-free savings account. Why do they call it a tax-free savings account? It's in the name. It's tax-free. You put money in there.
Sure.
It's capped at 36,000. So you can only pay 36,000 per month. No, per year. For the whole year, you can contribute 36,000. An investment account, they tell you that okay, you can go into the market, you can invest the money into whatever funds,
Sure.
and then you have like a retirement annuity. I think that's the best product because, especially like when you're a young adult and saving, because one day you're gonna retire. And I know the argument for that is I don't know if I'm not gonna live that long. But the problem is, what if you do?
Sure.
And then what's gonna happen? Yeah. So
Yes.
the nice thing about a retirement annuity is it forces you to save, because you can only access that money when you're 55.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the more you put away money, exactly, yeah. You put away money and then you watch it grow. But now with the two-pot system, that maybe I'll get into later because that one is cooking as well. But yeah, premiums and problems and MoneyWeb. MoneyWeb is also like a great tool,
Sure.
especially like for us, like we're always on our phones. So get the MoneyWeb app. Advisors will be there, they give like scenarios. Someone will be like, I have 16 million, I don't want to work anymore, what should I do?
Sure.
They give you all the scenarios. They tell you what's happening in the economy, and especially like with us, like I don't want to sit and watch the news. That takes too long. So MoneyWeb, you set it up, notifications they tell you.
Yeah. Exactly.
yeah.
Right there. Assign.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sure.
So it's a good idea.
What does financial freedom mean to you?
Okay. I think financial freedom for me is like we said, especially like as black people.
Sure.
Your background says that you can't just up and leave and do whatever it is that you want. No, you have to have a job because what are you going to like? You can't just sit at home. So financial freedom for me is making enough money to do whatever you want,
Yeah.
and it doesn't really feel like a job. You're not obligated to like go to work every day. You can just wake up today and say, I wanna go have prawns in Mozambique, or I want to go sit at the beach the whole day. And you don't have to worry about money. You don't have to worry about having a roof over your head. So I think it's why people play lotto, because we all aspire to have that like financial freedom. Yeah. So that's what it is for me.
For me, don't you feel like, cause I have this friend that I had a conversation with about Stockfells. Do you remember that?
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
back at home, like you'd have like a stock fair where mama, they would
Yeah,
have like
yeah.
a thing where they put money and all those things. And then here comes now other platforms like Apple, Old Mutual and all those things. And they are killing that thing now of having those things. What would you say it's important for people back at home to understand that what is really important is that we should be building our own economy,
yes.
and also our own communities, rather than just like always going to those people who have bigger brands and putting the money there and all those things. What would you say to those people?
And it starts with like in the creative space, right?
Yeah.
So why am I buying a Louis Vuitton shirt when Maklosa is there? Why am I like we have these luxury brands, and it's fine. One can argue that okay, but Nike is like proven. It's like 70 whatever years old, so I know it's a product that works. But we have to start from somewhere. So like put money into the community, have stock files where maybe like when they contribute, the money goes into the market.
Yeah.
And that advisor that's appointed, they make sure that maybe they'll take like an aggressive growth strategy and like keep the money in the community.
Yeah.
And instead of going to nourish that, because like you said, like these other companies that are mirroring the what's happening in the community, and they offer it as a product. So why not just keep doing what we're doing, but let's get someone who's like knowledgeable to like see us through that process. So I think it's and more conversations to be had about money, because like people shy away from like talking about like
And the
deep
thing is,
conversations.
I believe that, in order to sell something is that you need to brand it.
Yeah.
And the thing is about Stockfell, back at home, there was no brand that says that, oh, we are these people, so this is what we offer and that.
Yeah.
It just be a collective of friends that come together and say, let's just
do
keep
this.
this 1,000.
But when it comes to now these corporate businesses, they come now with a name, and then they come with what you're going to benefit from this and this and this and that.
Yeah.
So I think for me, what is really important is that we as Black people and everyone out there is that like you gotta find a way to brand something.
Exactly.
You know, cause like that's what sells. It's the brand.
Yeah.
Because some of the times like we buy certain items that don't even really have the quality that we really need, but just because of the brand, has a brand, then you buy it.
So like, what would you say? What myths would you say are stopping our people from being financially free?
Okay. I think the best example is, have you noticed how once someone starts working or whatnot, they try by all means to show people that I've arrived. I made 20K, I go buy a Golf GTI. And that's a liability. Like from a business point of view, like the reason why wealthy people stay wealthy is because when they spend money, they make sure that money is gonna work for them. Yeah, for them. So it's whether we like it or not, there's this thing called the spotlight effect. You feel like everyone is watching you, but people don't care. People have their own problems. Like you are like, it's possible that if someone's staring at me in public, they're probably thinking, yo, what am I gonna eat tonight? I need to iron when I get home. And you're thinking, yo, I need to. So like I think that the one thing that's hindering us is
Main character syndrome.
Yeah, main character syndrome. You want to show people that you arrived. You're not like taking the, and like I'm also guilty of it. Like sit down with an advisor and say that, okay, now I want to get wealthy one day. Or like find a mentor, like find someone that you like want to be like. That guy that's driving a Porsche, that has a big house, and they look like they don't have a lot of financial problems. Like you ask them, how do you do it? And like if you notice how wealthy people don't, like their wealth is not like loud.
Old money is
quiet, man. Like they'll wear floats, they'll wear a shirt that has nothing in.
Those linear shirts.
And then he's like sitting on like 100 billion. So I think it's the main thing is like, let's stop showing people that we've arrived. Even if,
But the thing is, for me, like I believe that what kills us as Black people when it comes to like financial literacy, not knowing how to spend money, is that like we were there in the communities we are in, like the townships. We were there in the townships, not knowing much about what's happening outside of the world, you know, because it feels like you are in another world when you were in the township, and then when you come to town now, you are getting the exposure to different things. And then that's where now you understand that, oh, there's financial literacy, there's that and that. Because in our communities, people that influence us, maybe it's our uncles, our brothers. And our brothers, maybe they've never went to town or they never went like to other spaces, but they had like this thing of working right here in the community.
So you learn as you go.
Yeah, and then you learn as you go. Maybe like they will open like a car wash and all those things. And then from there, that's when like that thing hits that, oh, I have to be financially literate now. I need to pay people, I need to do that. But other than that, like growing up where we are growing, it's very hard for us to understand some of those things.
Yeah, and just to add on what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
I think for me, it's also like a mentality thing. Because like when I was growing, like where I come from, right?
Sure.
I know people that I grew up with that like are on drugs pretty much.
Yeah.
Like they're in the community and they like just doing nothing with it. I think for me, it's also like a mentality thing of, I saw that situation and I was like, I can either feel sorry for myself and say that this is the situation at home, we're not doing too well and whatnot, and it's like nobody expects anything from me anyway, so let me just also follow this route. Or you look at that situation and you think to yourself, but I don't want that. So how do I make sure that I don't become that? And like even in the same communities, there's that guy that like has made it. He's doing pretty well, and like you just sit down with them and ask, okay, how did you? Because it's at the end of the day, no one is gonna come save you. You're on your own.
Speaking of the people that are in the communities that have made it, because I know a lot of people that have made it.
Yeah.
They could be accountants, they could be policemen, but I still find them with money problems.
True.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. And it goes back to the main character syndrome. Because it's like you're flaunting, you're doing all these things and people don't care. Like it's especially prominent at I Blew It. When someone gets money, they wanna buy alcohol, they wanna buy expensive clothes, they wanna buy cars and whatnot. You know, like especially like an expensive car. Let's say I want 20 million, I buy a Ferrari. Do you know how much it costs to service a Ferrari? And once it crashes, like that's even more money to fix that. And it's like it goes to financial literacy. Yeah, it's like I would love to drive what's my dream car? A Porsche 911. Yeah, the McLarens and all those things. But for me, I'd rather go even if the money is there, I'd rather go and rent it out for a day, have a feel of it, and then return it. Because you don't need a Porsche in life. What are you gonna do with it? Especially like if you're always working long hours, you drive it for 15 minutes to go to work, 15 minutes to come back. On weekends you have to rest or you have to spend time with family. So like, and it's a depreciating asset as well.
This conversation we are having now is teaching me something that financial literacy starts at grassroots level.
Yeah, it does.
If you don't get it at home, you'll probably become sharp.
So sharp. So yeah,
like what, as we are saying now that it starts at grassroots levels. What are the three main components of like making sure that as time goes, I'll be in life?
Yeah. Okay. I think like to hopefully I can like do training.
Yeah.
So again, like from grassroots to level, I think it starts with your mentality. Because again, there's this thing that they call the victim mentality. It's like, the world is a sad place, I'm not gonna make it. And it's so easy to fall into that trap because one, the unemployment rate for the youth is like ridiculous. So it's really, really hard to like
to just make excuses.
Yeah, to make excuses. Like I used to have this side hustle where I sort of gave up because it was like so draining. But I know that had I kept pushing, it was probably gonna be fruitful. But yeah, it starts like with your mentality to just surround yourself with people that you want to be like, and ask them how they got there. And majority of them are going to show you that, okay, this is what I did, this is what you shouldn't do. And I think mentality, I think the relationships that you create as well. Because you find most of the time, family becomes the people that you find along the way. Because you guys all have the same mentality. Like, learn from people, like be teachable. You can't always be right. That doesn't exist. So you learn from people and read. Like even like me, like if you're not a reader like myself, watch documentaries. Watch why Warren Buffett is probably the greatest investor of all time. Watch what he did. It's fine, there might be discrepancies in terms of maybe he got better opportunities and whatnot, but there's still something to learn there. And I don't know, lastly, what should I add there? Be patient, I guess. So
as we're about to wrap it up, a word to a younger person that is in their mid-20s, trying to get their life in order.
Okay.
Financial advice to them.
Before that,
just touch base like on the platform that you are using, man.
Or
Music etiquette.
Or music etiquette.
Just tell people like what you're doing, like on your spare time, besides like talking about financial literacy.
Okay, I'm gonna go to you and then I'm gonna go to you. So I'm a huge fan of music. I'm always listening to music. When you guys saw me, I had headsets in because I'm listening to music. So I love music. I love talking about music and just cutting into to detail and whatnot. So like I talk about that and I also invite people to like tell me what they want me to talk about because one, I never want to be famous and I'm just a normal person that loves music. That's pretty much it. Yeah, music, etiquette, and then you guys can check it out. But yeah, and then
behind it.
And then lastly, what someone asked, I think the main thing is focus. When you get to varsity, remember why you were there. Work hard because those marks that you're gonna get, trust me, they're gonna hold it against you. When you go to that interview, they're gonna ask for a transcript or whatever it is that you wanna do. Because a degree is just something that tells the person that's gonna hire you that I was consistent for 4 years, and I'm going to be consistent here as well. And like, be patient, man. You still gonna have money to go to clubs, to see girls and whatnot. But for now, deny yourself of all those things and like read, watch documentaries, and just focus. That's it.
You heard Bokang gave you the best advice you can ever get from Sonobili Rutango. Creatives are all pushing. We out.
I thought that was amazing.
siyakudla siyaphambili